Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. Need to restructure your team in a startup or small medium enterprise environment, and you want to make sure everybody's motivation stays up, but you're not entirely sure how to do it? Follow these 4 steps in order to get the job done. Step number 1, be transparent with your team. What changes are going to be made? Why are these changes made? And finally, what are the expectations of the new job roles, as well as the people who are going to fulfill those job roles? The point here is to let everybody know that of course their work in the past has been valued, and that these changes that are being made are not so much because of their skill set or lack in knowledge or other reasons involving them as an individual, but more so in order to achieve the overall objective of the organization, the mission of the organization. Making these changes on a team or departmental level is needed in order to get closer and quicker to that goal. This way you're building understanding between the people involved in your team, showing them appreciation, but also letting them know that changes are being made that's not only beneficial to the company, but also perhaps to their own personal development. We then go to step number 2. I always try to ask the people in my team in this kind of situation what it is they want to do. Because when they originally join, they join for a particular reason. Of course, people need certain financial compensation or remuneration or other kind of incentives. But ultimately, once a certain level has been reached in terms of compensation, people are incentivized from within because they want a certain development or obtain certain skills or certain knowledge or a certain level, hierarchical level within the company. All these personal motivations. That's why they ended up joining this kind of position or this particular team. But now that changes are happening, they might want something else within the company. They might even want to leave the company to start something for themselves or to work elsewhere. So I always ask the people that are in the existing team to see whether they still want to work within the new team or not. Which positions are they interested in? Ideally, for each position you have, you would only have one person who wants to join that particular position. In that case, there's not really competition, and you simply need to help the excessive number of people that are left to find a new job at another company, help them set up their own company, or move them to another team within your organization. But more likely than not, you will have multiple people interested in the same kind of position, but you don't have enough slots available to actually make everybody do that particular work. In that case, I go to step number 3, which is to test those people. I give everybody 2 weeks. Because I've already explained to them what the expectations are of the role, as well as of the people fulfilling that role, they all know what they need to do. During that 2-week period, there are so many things you can test. You can see how motivated they are to learn by themselves, how easily they can do things by themselves, or if they need a support system. Do they need help from you as a manager? Do they need help from their colleagues? Are they more the type that works in a team or more the type that can work by themselves independently? You are able to pick up all these kinds of characteristics to see who is a better fit for that particular kind of position. After 2 weeks, there should be no discussion, but for the people involved as well as for you, who is the best fit? Sure enough, people who are not the best fit, but maybe the second or third best, they might still really want to do that position, but at the moment they simply cannot compete, or they're just simply not the best fit for that position. So what do I do with those people? I generally let them spend 25 to 50% of their time still doing that particular role, or at least able to obtain the skills or the knowledge involved in that particular position. And for the remainder of their time, I let them do some other kind of work. I usually relocate them to a different team or department, or I come up with another position for them. Because they might be able to develop skills in another area and start realizing that there's other areas within the company that are either better suited for them or that are simply more interesting that they didn't know about before. But I still let them be involved in the old work because they have shown that they were interested in that as well. And I want to make sure that the motivation stays the highest, because ultimately the motivation is what's going to drive the performance of everybody. That's all I have to say for today. I hope this is useful for you. If you've experienced these kind of struggles before, or you're still not entirely sure how to implement it, be sure to leave a comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up in case you like it. And if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on podcast, be sure to subscribe or follow my channel in case you want to see or listen to more episodes like this. As always, I'll be back with another episode tomorrow, and I wish you all a nice day.